Hey everybody, DIY Motorcycling here. Today we're working on a 1998 Ford Ranger 2.5 liter or Mazda B2500, same truck. This is actually a Mazda 2500, but it's the same exact truck as a Ford Ranger 2.5. What I'm having is a problem with the primary coil pack. That's this one right here. This feeds the exhaust side spark plugs. It's a 4-cylinder truck. It's got eight spark plugs, 4 on the intake side, 4 on the exhaust. None of these 4 coils, or none of these 4 towers on the coil pack are firing. So I've either got a bad coil pack or potentially a bad PCM. I've already replaced the camshaft position sensor, which is the activation signaling device for the ground side control on this coil. So I've either got a bad coil or I've got a fried PCM. One of the two, I'm pretty sure. The way this system works, basically all coils is on the ignition coil. You got your positive feed, but the activation of the coil itself comes from the ground side control. So there's transistors inside the coil and the PCM that turn the ground on and off. That's what collapses the magnetic field and creates spark. So I've got an issue going on somewhere in there. So I've got no spark coming from this coil. I'm going to try swapping the known good coil from the intake side. This coil is working. The truck runs fine. But like I said, I'm not getting any spark on my exhaust spark plugs. Those spark plugs are supposed to fire during the exhaust stroke to combust unburnt exhaust gases. And basically the trouble I'm having with the truck is it runs, but under load, especially going up hills and heavy acceleration, the truck has no power. I've got no check engine codes. I've already replaced the catalytic converter because I thought that there was a potential exhaust restriction that was causing those symptoms. It turned out not to be the case. So I'm tracing it back to this primary ignition coil not firing. So I'm going to swap the coils, see if that changes anything. If not, I'm going to be doing some more testing on the PCM, the ground side control from the PCM. I've already checked the resistance. I've got good resistance from, let me show you this. This is a 3-pin terminal. Your middle one, that's your battery voltage from your ignition switch. This middle one here, I've got battery voltage at the middle connector, so that's, or at the middle pin, so that's not my problem. These 2 wires on the side, those control. So how this coil pack works? This coil pack has 2 coils inside of it. These fire 1 and 4, and these fire 2 and 3. So you've got your control signal for 2 and 3. That's going to be this pin here, and 1 and 4 is going to be this pin here. That's coming from your PCM, like I said, ground side control. It's activated by the PCM. There's transistors in there that gets its activation signal from the camshaft position sensor. It goes through and turns on and off the transistor to turn that. It's basically a switch. It turns that ground on and off. That's what collapses the magnetic field. Then when you energize it, it creates spark. All right, so I just switched the coil packs. I'm leaving the 4 plugs on the exhaust side disconnected. I'm going to try and start the truck, and what this is going to show me is if the truck runs, I can assume that this coil pack is good, because it just came from the primary side. I switched it. It wasn't working. I installed it on the secondary side, or the intake side. So if the truck starts, that means the coil pack is not the issue, and if that's the case, it's more than likely a PCM driver is fried, or basically it's going to need a PCM if this truck starts. Alright, I just started the truck. Started just fine. It's running just like it did before. I'm testing again with the test light, connected to battery negative. Still no spark. So I can rule out the coil pack being the issue on this no spark. It's not the coil pack, it's coming from the PCM. I must have a fried driver. What's odd about this scenario is that if it's the PCM that's bad, both drivers for these signals here, oh shoot,